identify specific types of people. I mean, they do this in Israel already. They have psychological screening. They go to airports. They identify people by questions, tying them to the popular culture. So it is possible to identify terrorists beforehand. But this gets to the basic question. Do we want to use the military, or do we want to use other means, like education, the cultural dialogue? What exactly should be our strategy when it comes to the war on terror? So this is what I want to know from you. Does the U.S. have a sound strategy for the war on terror? Are you ready? Come on up.
That's what I wanted right
there. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Valeria and Pauline, we have 5 minutes. Are you ready? No, together. 5 minutes together. I mean, I don't care how you divide it up, but 5 minutes. You ready? Okay. Starting now.
Okay. Does the U.S. have a sound strategy for the war on terror? Yes, we do. Our goal from this war is to reduce terrorism, bring democracy to Iraq, and transform the Middle East. Many people argue, why did we attack Iraq if what we are after is terrorists? Well, for one, we attacked Iraq because we had to bring down Saddam Hussein because he could have provided weapons for the terrorists. Also, we were told by the CIA that there were weapons of destruction in Iraq. And this is the source that we have to provide us information about who wants to attack us, and who's against us. So if they were false accusations, what can we do about it? They provide us the information, we have to believe it. Another reason is the fact that in 1991 in the Gulf War, the United Nations defeated Iraq and demanded a count of how many weapons of destruction he had. Saddam Hussein refused to give any count or an answer of what kind of weapons he had in his country. So in order to maintain security in the U.S., we have to know and control the spread of nuclear weapons. Also, a lot of people argue that how can we bring democracy to Iraq if we don't have democracy in our own country? We don't have a full democracy in our country, but you can't compare our country to their country. We don't attack people just because they commit adultery, or we don't take away women's rights because it's just said on their religion. So we may not be able to bring democracy to their government, but we can bring democracy to the people, give them an option to be able to change their ways and be able to participate in their government.
All right. We do have a sound strategy for war on terrorism, but first it's important for the negative team to understand, and everyone in this classroom to understand, is that this is a war on global terrorism, and that is far more strategic and critical than any other war that we have faced in history. Although it's been 5 years we have been struggling with war on terrorism, the U.S. has made progress. Since 9/11, our coalition has captured and killed Al-Qaeda managers, operators, and scores of other terrorists across the world. Also, Al-Qaeda is under so much pressure that being captured that he doesn't even have time or the resources to plan his next attack. We passed the Patriot Act to prevent law enforcement and intelligence from sharing vital information. We created a terrorist surveillance program to monitor the communication